Smart contracts can't make HTTP calls, and they definitely can't pay for them. But we've designed a system where they can do both autonomously. For context, the X402 protocol is a framework designed by Coinbase that allows APIs to be accessed using stablecoins sent through HTTP, eliminating the need for API keys. The protocol has seen explosive growth in the past year, but there is a blocker limiting adoption. X402 requires an off-chain message to be signed, which smart contracts cannot do themselves. This is why we've created the HTTP router, which allows smart contracts to easily ingest APIs that use the X402 protocol. It's pretty straightforward. It starts with a smart contract depositing an escrow into the router contract, which is their balance used for any API calls. The smart contract can then request an API call through the router by passing the URL and call parameters. This emits an event that the Chainlink CRE picks up, and the CRE nodes call the off-chain HTTP proxy server with the request. The proxy server reads on-chain state, sees the smart contract as authorized payment, and makes the request on its behalf. The proxy server then returns the result to the Chainlink CRE, which writes the response on-chain. Smart contract interface is very straightforward. Here are code snippets of how it would be used on-chain. This makes ingesting X402 endpoints super easy from a technical standpoint. Developers can route calls through the smart contract with minimal effort. For the hackathon, we've deployed an HTTP router contract as well as an AI rebalancer contract on the base Sepolia testnet. The AI rebalancer makes a call to an AI-powered endpoint, which returns if the current market conditions are considered risk on or risk off. If risk on, the contract swaps all assets into BTC. If risk off, the contract swaps all assets into a yield-bearing stablecoin. So we've also created a pretty straightforward front end that allows us to interact with the smart contracts that were deployed. Here you can see that we can connect our wallet, and this is going to connect us to the AI rebalancer smart contracts. The current state of the smart contract starts out with 100% allocation to Bitcoin. And to get started, we would want to fund the rebalancer so that it can make those X402 API calls. It was funded. Now we can go ahead and call request regime, which will make the API call to the X402 AI-powered API. And even though our workflow isn't deployed, I've created a pretty simple local CRE watcher, which polls for the latest events and is going to trigger the CRE workflow. Okay, you can see that we did get the result posted back on chain. The current regime would be considered risk off. I can go ahead and click apply regime, which actually goes ahead and would rebalance the portfolio given the current regime. So we can see before we were 100% in Bitcoin. We saw that the current regime is risk off. So now we are 100% in the yield-bearing stablecoin. So I think it's important to note that there were no API keys involved in the CRE. The contract's on-chain address is its identity, so any escrowed USDC is the payment method. So the proxy is a trusted component, but its code is open source, and multiple independent DON nodes must agree on its response before anything is written on-chain.